Hi, welcome to my video on find the inequality from given information. And when I say inequality, I mean the linear inequality. Linear it's a line represented by a power or degree of 1. Find the inequality for each. It's the linear inequality. A, all points above the boundary line that passes through 2, 2, and 4, 8. Well, to get the boundary line, and I need to get the slope of a line, and I need to find a y-intercept. So we call this one x1, y1. Call this point x2, y2. So the slope of a line is defined as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And the slope of a line is the rise over the run. So y2 is 8, minus y1 is 2, x2 is 4, and x1 is 2. So that's 6 over 2, which is 3. The slope is 3, or 3 over 1. Now we need to get the y-intercept. So y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to take one of these points, makes no difference which one. I'm going to take the 4, 8, because the 2, 2 here could confuse you. So that's the 4 and the 8, that's the x and the y, with a slope, and this has a slope of 3. So if the y is 8, sub it in. The slope is 3, sub it in. X is 4, you sub it in. And you got b is your unknown, so 8 equals 12 plus b. Leave the b where it is, so 8 minus 12, so b is a negative 4. So the equation of the boundary line is y equals, the slope is 3x, y-intercept is negative 4. So y equals mx plus b. We put the slope right here. We put the b, which is negative 4, there. Now that's the boundary line. But we have all the points above the boundary line. Above the boundary line is, above is greater. It's not on the boundary line. So that's the inequality that represents the points above this line. And you can draw a graph, but if you draw a graph, you need graph paper, so it's easier to work it this way in math, because we normally don't carry graph paper around, especially when we're in a quiz or exam. B, all the points below and on the boundary line that's parallel to 3x plus 2y equals 12 and has a y-intercept of 1. So let's get the boundary line first. Parallel, so it's parallel to 3x plus 2y equals 12. Now, parallel lines have equal slopes. Parallel lines have equal slopes. So let's find the slope of this line. I get the slope of this line by solving it for y. y, 2y equals negative 3x plus 12. Divide by 2. 12 there. Cancels. I get y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 6. So the slope of this line, the slope is 3 over 2. So the slope of the parallel line is the same, so it's a negative 3 over 2. And it says it's parallel to this, so we got the slope, and has the y-intercept of negative 1. So that's the slope of the line with a y-intercept of 1. So it's parallel to this one, which means it has the same slope, and has a y-intercept of 1. Notice the y-intercept of this line is plus 6. We're only talking about parallel to this line, so the same slope. And the y-intercept is 1. So the boundary line is y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 1. That's the boundary line. Now, we want all the points below and on. So below is less than and on is equal to. So that's the inequality that represents these points. Parallel lines have equal slopes. Okay, now if you want, you can pause your video, seeing how this is working, and work out these two inequalities. And remember, they're linear. Stress the word linear. They're pertaining to a line. All points to the left of the line through 3, 4, and 3, negative 2. So let's find the slope. We got a x1, y1, x2, y2. So slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is negative 2. y1, we got to subtract 4. And x2 is 3. Subtract 3. So that gives us negative 2, subtract 4 is negative 6. And 3 subtract 3 is 0. Notice 0, negative 6 divided by 0 is undefined. That means, if this line is undefined, that means I must have a vertical line, because the slope of vertical lines is undefined. That means that since I have a vertical line, that means I cannot put it into y equals mx plus b. So it must be x. And what x is it? Well, notice the x coordinate of this point is 3, and the x coordinate of this point is 3. So x equals 3 is the boundary line. Now I want to look at the inequality. All points to the left of this line, and to the left of that line is less than, in terms of the absolute value, and in terms of the inequality. And let's look at that a little bit further. If we have the point 3, 4, let's pretend that this is the point 3, 4, there it is. We got a graph 3, 4, and this is the point 3, negative 2. So there's 3 and negative 2. Notice all points to the left of this, and we're not on this line, but so there's the broken line because we're not on the line, and to the left there's the graph. That's what we're talking about. Notice that these 2 points have the same x coordinates. Therefore, since this has the same x coordinates, this is a vertical line, and its equation of this line is x equals 3. But the equation of the inequality is x is less than 3. Hopefully that helps. Students get confused with a vertical line. They think a vertical line is in terms of y going up and down. But the equation of a vertical line is always x equals, because the x coordinate is the same. And the equation of a horizontal line is y equals, because the y coordinate is always the same. Number 2, half plane below the boundary line through these 2 points. Well, we have this one, x1, y1, x2, y2. A half plane below the boundary line. So that's the same as saying all points below the boundary line. Remember, an inequality is a half plane. So the slope is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So y2, x2, y2, make that a x2, y2, x1, y1. y2 is 5 minus 1. x2 is negative 4 minus 4. And that gives us, be careful, 5 subtract 1 is 4. Negative 4 subtract 4 is a negative 8. So that becomes 4 into 4 goes once, 4 into 8 goes 2, and the negative is never on the bottom, so it's a negative a half. So I have the slope. So the slope is a negative a half. Now pick a point. So let's pick the point 4, 1. It don't make any difference which point I pick. If I pick this one or this one, I just select to pick this one. So that's the x and the y, and that's the slope. So y equals mx plus b. We need the boundary line. So y is 1, and the slope is a negative a half. X is 4. So we work this out. We multiply first. Half of 4 is negative 2. So leave the b there, so I got 1 plus 2. So b is 3. So I have a slope of a negative half with a y-intercept of 3. So the boundary line is y equals negative a half x plus 3. But we want the inequality of half plane below the boundary line. Below is less than and not equal to. So there's the inequality that represents all of these points below the line, or represents the half plane below the line. Again, more practice. I'll find the equation of a line either horizontal, vertical, or oblique. If you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. More videos are coming. And visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content that's on my YouTube channel, Math Fully Explained. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.